Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Thursday, September 22nd. And the headlines are going to be a chance of some showers and thunder showers over the next 36 hours. They'll be quite scattered, I think. The best chance will be this morning into early afternoon, and then again for Friday afternoon, as the heating of the day should allow for some thunderstorms to develop in our area. And of course, today is the first day of fall at 10:21. We begin our fall pattern, and we'll have the winter forecast here coming up in just a few minutes. If we look at the normals for the day, our normal high is 68, the normal low is 46. And if we look at conditions around the area yesterday, we can see we had highs mainly in the upper 70s to around 80, with the exception of Blissfield and Jasper. They got up to 86 and 87 degrees, so pretty warm there. Some pretty good gusty thunderstorms across the western areas. Yesterday we talked about some of these areas around Clarksville, Newaygo, Breckenridge, Middleton, and Henderson. We have the best shot at rain, and indeed that certainly was the area where that picked up the most rain. Middleton picking up almost 2/3 of an inch of rain, so pretty good system yesterday. Temperatures this morning quite warm in the 60s, and it's pretty muggy out there as well. And if we look at the satellite, you can see the colder cloud tops with more thunderstorms developing across Wisconsin, and a pretty good strong batch of thunderstorms across western Iowa. And again, these will rotate around that high pressure system, and they'll move into the Great Lakes here again over the next 36 hours. You can see on radar pretty good area of showers and thunderstorms, bringing more significant rain to areas that don't really need it. And if we look at the Doppler radar estimate of some of the rainfall here over the last 2 weeks, you can see in parts of southeast Nebraska up to a foot of rain has fallen, with many areas between 3 to 8 inches across areas from Missouri up into Iowa, into southeast Minnesota, and into Wisconsin. And if we look at the weather map this morning, you can see the stationary boundary with waves of low pressure that continue to move that front north and south. And again, that'll give us at least a chance of showers or thunder showers here right on into maybe early Saturday morning. But again, here for the Great Lakes and much of the MAC area, I don't expect a lot of precipitation. I think most of it will be across northern Michigan into the UP and obviously back into Wisconsin and Iowa. By tomorrow morning, that frontal boundary will now be sagging into south central lower Michigan, and that's going to give a chance for scattered thunder showers, again, either side of that front during the day and into the night. So we can't rule out a shower or thunder shower at some of the Friday night football games. Lots of homecomings this weekend, so take your umbrellas. But again, I don't think we'll have a problem getting in the games in, but we have to be aware that scattered shower could pop up at just about any time. And by Saturday, that front well off to the south, we should see drying as we get a northeast fetch of air coming out of Canada. And again, that should allow dry air to filter into the state. And it looks like Sunday and Monday look really nice right now with lots of sunshine and temperatures near normal in the low 70s. And if we look at the next map, you can see over the next 12 hours, you can see most of the precipitation across the state will be well off to our north, and then back in Wisconsin, where up to 2 to 4 inches of rain could fall just over the next 12 hours. So quite a bit of rainfall out there. And if we look at the next 7 days, you can see plenty of moisture from the Gulf, again, all the way up to the Great Lakes. You see a lot of the state indicating around an inch or better of precipitation. Again, most of that's going to be next Tuesday and next Wednesday as that wet system moves in for the early and mid part of next week. If we look at the precipitation from Friday morning to Friday night, you can see despite having a chance of showers, most of the precipitation, according to the GFS, would be under 1/10 of an inch. But I think around 1/10 to locally a 1/4 inch is possible where there are thunder showers. If we look at the extended outlook, this is the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. The 6 to 10 day looks like near to slightly above normal precipitation and above normal temperatures. And you can see the 8 to 14 is very warm across the center and eastern part of the U.S., with the warmest conditions being across the Great Lakes compared to normal. And then as far as precipitation, much of the northern states from the plains to the Great Lakes will be above normal precipitation. And if we look at the next screenshot, this is the winter forecast by the Old Farmer's Almanac. And you can see they have much of the United States, the southern 2/3 of the U.S., warmer than normal and drier than normal, with the active pattern across the northern states into the Great Lakes. And I don't disagree with that. I do disagree with the mild across Michigan and parts of northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. I think we're going to be right in the epicenter of some of the coldest air that will dominate all the way from the Dakotas into the Great Lakes and northern Ohio Valley. I think we're going to be in some of the coldest air. I think the warm air is going to be more centered well off to the southwest. And I think that's because we're going to not have a moderate or strong La Nina, but rather a weak one or a neutral state. And that's usually a pretty good cold signal for the Great Lakes. And then when you couple that with some of the warmer waters of the Pacific, I think that that we're going to definitely be looking at a very cold and snowy winter, and here's why. We got a warm pocket of water across the Gulf of Alaska down into the northeast. That's a cold signal, as it tends to promote high pressure systems off to the western part of the U.S. and Canada, and we get the colder return flow around that into the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. And the blue circle here, that's where NOAA has the coldest temperatures that are forecasted for the winter months of December, January, and February. Weatherbell.com also has this general area of being very cold. And as far as NOAA's precipitation, it shows much of the Great Lakes in the above normal precipitation. And I think we're going to get a combination of a lot of Alberta Clipper systems along with a lot of Colorado type systems where moisture comes in off the Pacific, and then we get a low that develops just to the lee of the Rockies, drops down into the Central Plains, and then up towards the Great Lakes. So colder than normal and snowier than normal is the forecast. And here's some of the numbers, and you can check this out later today. I'll have this on the website, but you can see some of the normals. Normal snowfall for Grand Rapids is 73. I expect about a foot to 18 inches above normal, about 85 to 90 inches. Breckenridge, our normal snowfall is 40 inches. I think about 48 to 52, so about 6 or 8 to 12 inches more than normal. Saginaw, 41 is the normal, I think around 50 inches there. And again, for Lansing, the normal snowfall is 51, and I expect about 60 to 66 inches. So again, you can see I'm forecasting a pretty significant amount of above normal snowfall. As far as temperatures, around 1.5 to about 2.5 degrees below normal per day for the months of December, January, and February. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.